Hello, I'm Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about astrology in July. So let's get going. The astrology for July is really pleasant with no big harsh aspects, and it's really going to be a great time for everyone to take some sort of a holiday, a vacation to the beach. It'll be a great time for relaxation. In general, the emphasis will be on the water signs, so make sure you give all of your water sign friends and family a big hug and thank them for all the nagging and worrying that they do for us all the time, and then tell them you love them. And for the earth signs, there may be a little tension, but not much. They're all positive aspects, so no one's going to feel too much trouble during this period. And I just want to say that the period of time we're covering is from July 9th to July 24th, because the new moon happens on July 9th or July 10th, depending on your location, and the full moon is going to happen on July 24th. I'll be doing separate videos for the full moon on July 24th, and I already did a video that really focused on the July 9th Cancer new moon, so be sure and check that out. So as I said, in July, the astrology is fun. Make plans to enjoy it. It's really, really a great time to enjoy yourself, to kick back and relax, see the kids, enjoy the family. And the rest of this video, I'm going to be talking about planetary ingress. That just means when a planet goes into a new sign. There's quite a few of those this month. And retrograde planets, I'll let you know all the planets that are moving retrograde this month, and the aspects for July 9th through July 24th. First, let's talk about the ingress for each of the planets in July. On July 11th, Mercury enters Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. They're very, very sensitive. So if you have a water sign Mercury, you're definitely going to be feeling this. But even if you don't, you're going to notice that people around you are really, really sensitive. Everybody's going to be getting more intuitive dreams right now, more psychic impressions, and also just going to be sensitive to other people's energy. But you may notice that people say things that hit you more emotionally than usual, or you may say things that seem like just normal everyday things, but the person that you're saying it to is offended or insulted, or they're just a little more prickly at this time. So be careful with Mercury in Cancer. Don't take it too seriously. Everybody's going to come around to understanding that they were just being oversensitive, I think. So you should be okay by the time Mercury moves a little ways away. Now, Vesta will enter Libra on July 19th. Vesta is one of the dwarf planets. It's actually an asteroid. It's a good size asteroid, and it rules partnerships and collective. The collective, meaning the bigger group or the bigger humanity. Now, Vesta also rules hearth and home, and many people think that it has a real vibe with Virgo. It is about protecting the hearth, protecting the home, but it's really also about partnership and the collective. So having Vesta in Libra is really, really nice, because Libra is all about relationships, and not just the collective, but cooperation within groups and relationships, bonds. So during the Vesta Libra period, you will find that anyone that you come into some sort of relationship with, it could be just 2 or 3 people, or it could be a group, or it could be just you and one other person, you'll find that the bonds between you become very, very strong, especially during this period of Vesta transiting Libra. On the 21st, Venus will enter Virgo. Now, Venus is the planet of love, and it does rule money, but Venus in Virgo is a little bit different animal. It's a lot like Venus in Capricorn, but different. So Venus in Virgo is meticulous and likes things very precise. And remember, Virgo is really ruled by Mercury, so things with the hands. So you'll notice that people who have Venus in Virgo do things with their hands, but they also can be very critical, but practical when it comes to matters of the heart and matters having to do with money. So while Venus is in Virgo, this is an excellent time to take a look at your banking and see if you're really taking care of everything in the right way. It might be a time to look at those online bill payment services and see if, are you paying for them? Are they for free? Maybe you could organize them a little bit better. This is a great use of the energy of Venus and Virgo. But don't forget, somebody's still going to be critical because Venus is in Virgo. Now, on the 22nd, the sun enters Leo. This is my favorite time of year, Leo season, because my Venus is actually in Leo. So I always enjoy from the end of July right through till Labor Day. It just gives me a real boost energetically. And I just feel like things are really happy. And it reminds me of, summer break when I was a kid from school. And it's just a really great time of year. So this is the time that you want to take your vacation. If you've got a sun that is closer to Cancer or you're a water sign, you may want to start earlier in July. But if you've got a fire sign sun, you definitely want to take advantage of this period. Leo is bold. It's fun. They are the leader. They are the king. They are dramatic in really fun ways. So this is the time to take the whole family on vacation or your significant other, but enjoy yourself, treat yourself, relax, and have a good time. Now I'm going to talk about the retrograde planets. So on July 14th, Pallas Athena, which is another asteroid, goes retrograde in Pisces. Now, Pallas Athena is a little uncomfortable when it comes to being in the sign of Pisces because this is the planet of wisdom and also justice. So Pisces isn't really about the courts and justice. And although I wouldn't say that Pisces are not wise, I would not say that they're known for their wisdom. More, they're known for their spirituality, for their giving, for their self-sacrifice, also for their imaginations and their vision and their ability to create beautiful things. So Pallas doesn't really go along with that. However, when she's retrograde in Pisces, you're going to find that it is a time to examine your own insecurities and anything that does make you feel frustrated. So don't avoid things on July 14th when Pallas goes retrograde in Pisces, but just know that during that period, it could bring up insecurities and frustration. Chiron goes retrograde in Aries on July 15th. Chiron is the wounded healer. And in Aries, it's going to point out where you feel yourself as being wounded. Now, if you actually have Chiron in Aries, I would venture to say that your wound has something to do with your head, but not necessarily. Wherever Chiron is in your chart, you're going to feel this change. Now, if you have Chiron in another fire sign, you'll especially feel it because it's going to feel like a rewind, like Groundhog Day, like, why is this happening again? I already went through this. Everybody feels that with Chiron. Chiron goes retrograde a lot. Half of the time, Chiron is retrograde because of its orbit. Its orbit is going around in an elliptical orbit between Saturn and Uranus, the old and the new. And so when Chiron retrogrades, you're going to be going over old territory. So look in your chart for wherever you have Aries. That's the area of life where Chiron is showing you that you have some work to do. It's not going to cause another wound. That's not the purpose of Chiron transiting your chart. Chiron in your natal chart is where the original wound is, and it may not happen, before, you're 25 or so, but transiting Chiron does not cause wounding. It helps you heal that wound. Now let's talk about the lunations for the month. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them because for the new moon in Cancer, I already did a video that really focused on that. That was my July Astrology Part 1 video. And I went over every sign and how the new moon in Cancer was going to help you, and instructions also for ways that you could use the energy of the new moon in Cancer to your benefit. In general, the moon in Cancer wants us to focus on our home and family. The new moon in Cancer wants us to actually stay home and focus on self-care. On July 24th, we'll have the full moon in Aquarius. This is where our inner rebel really starts marching to a different drummer, and this may really stimulate you. If you have any other Aquarius in your chart, this full moon will really get you going as far as rebellion and non-conventional behavior. I'll be doing a whole video just about the full moon in Aquarius and how it might affect you, whatever rising sign you are. Now let's talk about the aspects for July with all the planets. Mercury in Cancer will trine Jupiter in Pisces the day after the new moon. July 12th, we're going to have that Mercury in Cancer trining Jupiter, and it's going to be very, very lovely. So even though we have this very sensitive Mercury in Cancer, remember I said it was going to be a really good time for you to have a heart-to-heart with somebody, but be very gentle in your language with them. But it's also a great time to make some plans. Jupiter loves travel, and Pisces is foreign countries too. So this would be a great time to try to do a little travel, to get to know another, I don't know if you want to do foreign travel, but to get to know different parts of your country, to get to know different towns maybe that you haven't been to, or maybe you just want to study about different things that have to do with Jupiter or Sagittarius, ninth house kinds of things, such as study about foreign cultures, learn a new language, learn something new about the internet, or start something new on the internet. The Mercury Cancer trine Jupiter, that's the Mercury is your communications and the way you think and speak, and Jupiter is expansion, it's luck, it's good things, it's bounty. So moving things in a new direction is going to be really a big focus for this aspect, and it only lasts a few days, so make the most of it. On July 15th, we'll have the Sun in Cancer trining Neptune in Pisces. This is a wonderful aspect. It gives you a feeling of protection and love and an outpouring of sympathy and compassion from people around you, as well as you feeling sympathy and compassion for others. So spread the love, enjoy this transit. It's only going to be in effect for a few days because the Sun moves through Cancer pretty quickly. But you may have as much as 10 days where you really enjoy this glorious aura of love all around you, especially if you're a water sign. You're really going to enjoy this. On July 17th, the Sun moves a few degrees in Cancer from the 15th, and it will now be in opposition to Pluto, which is in Capricorn. So if you can avoid the kind of negative Pluto things like being too greedy or jealous or possessive, this can bring great abundance. It's a yearly aspect. It happens every year, not necessarily at this time of year, but it's not a day to gamble with things. It doesn't mean that you're just going to be lucky. It's not a Jupiter aspect. A Jupiter aspect, yes, I would say go buy a lottery ticket. This is Pluto. So this is your own karma. This is your own power and abilities. And you want to keep your eye out for opportunity in this arena because it has been known to bring about great wealth just because people were smart enough to take advantage of the opportunity. On July 20th, we have Mercury in Cancer sextiling Uranus in Taurus. This is going to bring exciting conversations to you. It's going to bring new information to you. It could be inspiring. It could have you coming up with a brilliant idea. All of these can help you change your mind. So stay open on this day. Make sure, even the couple days before this, make sure that you don't waste the brilliance and inspiration that comes from Mercury sextile Uranus. On July 22nd, Venus in Virgo will be in opposition to Jupiter in Pisces. Now, even though this is an opposition, Venus and Jupiter are both benefics. They're both really, really nice planets. There's no harsh or difficult energy between the two of them. Now, Jupiter is in its ancient ruler Pisces, but Venus is in Virgo in a place where it doesn't like itself very much. However, you can use this energy very positively by using it to organize things and things having to do with Jupiter Pisces topics like spirituality, like are all your books on spirituality and astrology and tarot all out of order? This would be a great time to organize them. Or do you want to add to that library? Or do you want to read some of those books? Or are you needing to really take a survey and more of an analysis of how you're approaching spirituality, how you're helping others, how you're being of service in the world? All of those things can also be addressed with this Venus and Virgo opposing Jupiter and Pisces. There will be some mistakes, but everything will come off without a hitch, actually. And anything that is done that is amiss, you'll laugh about it afterwards. Jupiter is jovial after all. This has been a great pleasure to have you joining me for this astrology video for July. I hope you'll join me for future videos. I'm going to be doing the full moon in Aquarius next. And thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and I'll see you next time.